Please all rise. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. All righty, welcome back, everybody. Tonight's meeting is going to be a very quick one. Just a few things to go over real quick. Well, first, let's do roll call. Bill Pinto.
Present.
Vanessa Donadio.
Here.
Amanda Lamb.
Here.
Amy Santiago.
Here.
Fernando Casal. Missing tonight are Diego Capella, who's in Texas, and Rocco Ferriolo, who is out of the country, I believe, on a cruise. Shinoy Ragaraj, our referee assigner and registrar, is not present today. He said that he would be available telephonically if we needed him to be. However, this meeting will be so short that won't be necessary. So, President's report. The fall season for recreation season, the registration is currently underway. It's continuing to be underway. Numbers look right about where it needs to be. We'll continue promoting the fall season with some social media posts and some additional emails for past participants in the program. As a friendly reminder, we are currently in the regular registration fee time period, which is going to be a lot shorter than usual since we're going to be starting the regular season a couple of weeks earlier than normal. Recreation treasurer's report. Amy?
Yes, this will be my last one since I'm no longer the treasurer, but since May, just finishing up the fiscal year and everything, I just went ahead and did that. So the beginning balance for the checking account was $92,393.67, ending balance of $33,053.28. The savings account was $10,684.06 beginning, ending $10,684.42.
All right. Would anybody like to put a motion forth?
I make a motion to accept the financials for the month of May. Thank you. The beginning balance is of the checking account is $92,393.67. The ending balance is $33,053.28. The savings beginning balance is $10,684.06, and the ending balance was $10,684.42.
I'll second the motion.
All righty. Any objections? All righty. The treasurer's report for the recreation program for the month of May 2025, month ending May 2025, will be accepted and approved, or approved and accepted. I never know which one comes first. Moving along, the previous month's minutes. Amanda, if you can share that with us. My mic wasn't on.
I sent them out. Amy did have a couple of things that I was able to fix. I had put you as DOC for nominated for DOC instead of president, so I fixed that, and I'll resend them tonight. I just fixed it earlier today, so I will update that. And then she had something that needs to be fixed for the month of April also, but I couldn't find it on the recording yet. So when I find it on the recording, I'll go ahead and update that and resend.
Right. So what we'll do is we'll go ahead and shelf the minutes for the recreation program.
They were both for April, so the May ones.
I'm sorry, for...
Yeah, the corrections were for April.
Right.
May was good.
May was good, yeah.
Right, so we will shelf the corrections for the April 2025 recreation minutes until our next board meeting. The May 2025 minutes, was everybody able to take a look at those?
Yes.
All right, any objections? And would anybody like motion to accept and approve?
I'll make the motion as is.
Diego wants to know if there's an access link.
No, just a phone call, and we can put them on speaker. All righty, the May 2025 minutes for the recreation portion of the board meeting will be accepted and approved. Approved and accepted is what it's supposed to be, I'm pretty sure. But that's it. Our league reports, nothing to discuss currently. We will be participating, well, this is recreation program, so nothing to report on that. Any open membership comments? I see
Great job,
one
thank you.
young lady way in the back there. Did you have anything, ma'am? All righty, this is,
been a peanut
and she looks like such a quiet young lady. What a pleasure to have her here.
Let's keep up the good work.
Yeah, she obviously don't ride in the car with her.
All righty, does anybody up here have any comments regarding the rec program? All righty, if nobody has any other additions, actually, boy, how can I forget this? This was my big announcement. This is my big announcement. Two big announcements, actually. The secretary position was vacated by Amanda Lamb last month with her election as the treasurer of the program. That left the secretary position vacated. Both Amy and Fernando were eligible for election for that position. Since no election was held at the AGM and the position is still vacated, Fernando volunteered to step up as the secretary of the program. So welcome aboard, Fernando, as the secretary. And
Such a cute secretary.
and that's it. Additionally, so in years past, the club has, and the program, we've operated in a certain manner. As we have grown, we have had to modify and change the ways that we do things to, go along with our growth and all the necessary modifications. So what I was thinking, and I'm almost positive nobody will have an objection to this, I am proposing an additional board member position be filled, and that board members' positions, responsibilities would entail nothing other than as a consultant and advisor to the board. So that would kind of bring back kind of the old school way that we operated things while still growing. We could mix a little bit and see how that works out. And so I am going to appoint and they have already accepted, Sean O'Connor as a board member once again.
Yes, all in favor.
And again, just so everybody understands his role and his responsibility, he will serve as nothing other than a consultant and or advisor, as he has done in the past. In fact, because our website is so out of date, he's still listed on there as my advisor and consultant. So there's really nothing that needs to be changed, just making him an official board member. That's it. Does anybody have any objections to that addition? All righty. So,
I motion to accept 100%.
all righty. So Sean O'Connor will be added as our final board member.
Come to a meeting, I haven't seen him.
He don't have to come to a meeting. He just,
No, he will, but he'll enjoy.
Okay, I lost you, but I
We have one of our newer board members, Diego Capella, joining us telephonically. Hello, Diego.
Hello, how are you?
Good, good. Thank you. Always a pleasure hearing that wonderful voice of yours.
Thank you.
All righty. I have nothing else for the recreation program. No, he will. Yeah. I have nothing else regarding the recreation program. Would anybody like to put a motion for? It is currently 6:40.
Thank you. I'd like to put in a motion to end the recreational portion of our Royal Palm Beach Strikers Board meeting at 6:40 PM.
I'll second it.
The recreation portion of the May 2025 board meeting is adjourned at 6:40 PM. Starting up the recreation program, or the competitive program, President's report and DOC report. There are currently, we are still creating teams, so we are unable to discuss at this time the amount of teams that we have for the upcoming season. It should be pretty close to where we were last year. We will keep working on it. We've got about another month to finalize things. Additionally, there are several returning players, and it seems like the returning players are the slackers that are taking their times with the registration. I know Vanessa has sent out a few messages through TeamSnap to the coaches and the managers requesting that they reach out to the players so that we can get everybody registered as quickly as possible for a variety of reasons, from uniform ordering to roster creation, just the whole slew of things. It just gives us a better idea of how to handle things. Once the teams get created, maybe even before that, Vanessa and I will sit down and we will place the teams in the proper leagues. We will be participating in, from what we're looking at right now, we will be participating in the Florida League, the South Florida League, the EDP League, the National League, Sunshine Conference League, and the Florida State Premier League. So probably the most leagues we've ever participated in. And it's nice to see that we are also involved with a few of our teams in some of the highest levels in the state that you can participate in. So congratulations, everybody, on that, and let's keep up the good work. I have nothing else for those reports. However, for the competitive portion, Amy, if you would like to.
Okay, so competitive checking started at 147,159.94, ended with 82,637.41. That was the checking the savings account started with $50,051.25, ended with $50,052.95, and the stipend account started at $39,223.75, ended with $223.75.
Anybody like to put forth a motion?
I'd like to make a motion to accept May's competitive beginning balance for the checking account for $147,159.94, ending in $82,637.41. The savings account starting at $50,051.25, ending in $50,052.95. And the stipend account starting at $39,223.75, ending in $223.75.
I'll second that.
Alrighty, the competitive portion, treasurer's report for the month of May 2025 ending will be approved and accepted unless there's any objections. All right, moving forward, new business. Vanessa, I guess you ordered the balls?
Yes, the balls actually were already ordered last season. in order to get them in on time. The next round of balls, which will be the number 4s, will be coming in. They're being released as of July 5th. And then the game balls will be coming in after that, which will be the 4s and 5s, and that will be released on July 9th for the new ball for the year.
And we're going all Adidas?
All Adidas.
That's the way it should be.
I
All
got
right.
the same price as we did for the Select,
All right.
so
Good. Good.
it was a good deal
Very good.
because I ordered so early. The first round of uniforms I will be putting in by Monday. I've already told people that I needed to get them in so that I can try to avoid back order issues. Anybody that is not registered by Friday will have to wait until the second round of uniforms. And if they are back ordered at that time, it is of their own fault. I have given plenty of notice ahead of time to get everybody in that wants to be insured of uniform.
And similar to what we have done with the recreation program with getting people to register, I don't want to say to manipulate the process, but in a sense, that's what we're doing. I would like you to stand firm on that. And come Friday, if people aren't registered, only order for those that are registered.
Yes, as of Friday.
And then those who register after Friday can get ordered in another batch order when we feel is best for completion.
Yes. We have probably, I believe, the last count that I did, about 62 still unregistered that were invited.
And I want this as customized as possible, where we don't have one extra uniform for
No,
anybody.
this is only what is ordered. I don't have anything.
And if you can,
And
I would
won't have
like,
any extras for a while.
okay, what I'm saying is what I would like is if you can reach out to each of the managers, and I'm almost wondering, do we ask if they'd like to order a guest uniform? Or would we, you know what, let's do that with the second batch, because I don't
No,
want a
that is what I do.
slacker.
No, that
Yeah, I
is
don't want a
exactly what I told
slacker
them,
just
yes.
taking the all right.
I
good.
don't want to take any away
All right,
from
good.
being a chance that I would get back ordered. I did tell them if there's any players that after their original order would like extra pieces for whatever reason, they can order it once everybody has gotten their uniforms. I don't want to take away from the kits if I don't need to as of right now.
All right, good, good,
And I made
good.
that perfectly clear at the manager meeting. Friday
right.
was a deadline.
All right, perfect. Another new item to discuss, and we probably should have discussed this in the recreation portion. However, it does apply to the competitive portion also, competitive program also. The new rules that are going to be coming up for next season. First one being the originally planned requirement for level 2 background. Governor DeSantis has signed off on that to be postponed until the beginning of the 26-27 season. I will still need to check with the village to see if that is good with them to follow Governor DeSantis's discretion. So this year, we will continue doing the level 1 background check for all of our volunteers and coaches and board members and everything. That will come at a cost of $45 per background check, as opposed to the $60 that the level 2 background check with the fingerprints, which would be the new aspect of the background checks. So that's issue number 1. Issue number 2, I'd like to say maybe for about the last, because it was I think when this happened, it was U14 for the 03 team. So maybe 7 years ago, this changed over, where age groups, the age became, or the birth year became the deciding factor for what age group they were in. The entire calendar year for that particular year. They are proposing, and we will see come AGM time, FYSA AGM time, whether or not that is put through and confirmed, but they are trying to revert back to the previous way, where it kind of goes back on a school calendar type of system, where it would be August 1st to December 31st, plus the following date of birth year for one age group. So this will be more in line with the school calendar. So if little Johnny, who's in 6th grade, and his buddy, little Sammy, is in the same class, they should technically be playing in the same age group. It's funny because I loved it that way before, and I was so upset when they changed it. And our current system, boy, it's just so much easier. It's just so easier. What year were you born?
Yeah.
It's not like what month. Is it prior to August? But so. Yeah.
It was so many years ago, I don't remember exactly what the dates were and stuff.
By August 1st, I think.
Tell you, there's a lot of pushback on it already. So
Yeah, I don't see this. I don't see this going through, because just like when they changed it to the current way, how many teams were affected?
Oh, yeah.
Now you've got, a lot of teams, they might be in these high-level leagues, and you may, and now you may have to alter your team, and that person plays in their own age group as opposed to playing up. So, and then for the younger age groups, that could also affect eligibility, because the number of years playing up, the whole heading thing is going to be, because now it's like by the first of the year, in that age group, everybody should be eligible to head.
They're big kids, somebody's not gonna pay him.
Yeah.
I'll be able to feel how lukewarm it is. We have the Region A AGM on Sunday in Pompano, which I'll be attending, so I'm sure that is going to be a discussion topic that comes up. So just from hearing it from the coaches in the region and the clubs, I'll come back and let everybody know where this region stands before it goes up to Orlando in August.
I will probably be attending that too, just so that'll be, I haven't made one of the region ones the last couple of years. It's funny, Sean always used to be my little passenger driving down there. Maybe I can convince him for a little ride again. But
I got a passenger too.
Sean's great. Yeah, so, and from what I'm hearing, I don't see it getting passed. But who knows? There's a lot of things. Whoever thought we wouldn't be able to head the ball until we were 11 years old, while the rest of the world does it
Doing it
from,
at 3.
when they're little kids. So,
The position is from U.S. Soccer, so they'll present it that way. It's just whether FYSA jumps on it or not. And as well as I do, most of the people that sit on the FYSA board have been sitting there forever, with the exception of a few, and they don't like change.
all right. Well, we shall see. We shall see how that works itself out. So those are the two upcoming things. Again, I wish I can sit up here and say, hey, we have a firm date with Fields. Can't do that because at this point, the village doesn't even know. They're waiting to hear some things that will affect the dates from, the funding aspect, how it's going to be paid for, whether it's through grants or through their budget, preliminary, we were told, possibly August, or I'm sorry, October. That's why we're starting the season early, the rec season early. But as we get, I think we could probably go another month at the latest without actually knowing, simply because it's going to be a scheduling nightmare for not so much the recreation program, but the competitive program. Once the leagues come out with the schedules and we have to start scheduling games, we have to be able to kind of have somewhat of an idea, so we know, when to front load games for home, when to back load games for home, when to maybe give up home games and play away during that time period.
I'll make a suggestion. My suggestion was by next meeting, come up with a hard deadline of a cutoff date, just front-load the games. I wouldn't do anything with the back end because you don't know when they're going to finish.
Yeah, that's probably the
We got to
smartest
notify
way.
the leagues probably by the end of next month to let them know, hey, this is the only availability we have. This is what we can do, otherwise the game's going to have to be played away.
Funny thing is, we're going to front load all the games. The fields will be ready and we won't even be playing on them because we'll be all on away games.
I can tell you that Miami Strike Forces got pushed off. They played their entire season 2 years ago. I got a niece and nephew that play there, away.
All right.
And I can tell you that with Boca United, their fields were delayed also.
All right.
They were supposed to have them back in April, and they were not back in April. So that's why I'm saying we front load.
The Village of Royal Palm Beach Parks and Recreation Program surpasses all of those others. So I feel very confident in their quick completion of this project.
It's the ahead of schedule.
Yeah.
It'll be ahead of schedule.
Yeah, and, and obviously, we want it done right, we want it done properly. I'm sorry, I did not introduce Ted, I'm sorry, also present at this meeting, Tedrick is the village liaison. Tedrick, I'm sorry, go ahead. Cats 1 will be available, just Field 1. So Zone B, C, and D will be shut down. All right, and then, like I said, I'll have to go and speak with Mark and Ron and Brandon to see if any of the satellite fields, the Royal Palm Elementary School and Farron, I think that is, and there's like 2 or 3 others. I've also been working and discussing permitting with Palm Beach County for use of Seminole Palms, trying to get an additional couple of days for the summertime. Anywhere from after the 4th of July until August 1st, when we're permitted to use them. And again, it's not going to be the most perfect schedule, but it's going to be field space. One of the fields may be available in the back, but doesn't have lighting. So that would be one of those, if you'd like to practice, it'd have to be like a 5:30 to, 7 o'clock time slot, during the summer. Type of situation, and we'll see. I'm trying to, and again, it'll depend on what field availability there is when we come out with the training schedule. It's usually fun. We usually have 2 or 3 different schedules prior to the season even starting, because we're always trying to maneuver around availability and the size of the program, et cetera. But, well, that's good to know, though. And that's beginning July 1st, you said? Okay, good. So right after 4th is when we would be starting. All right. That's in line with what I asked the county, so that's perfect. Thing else, normally I would have the minutes sitting in front of me, but not only wasn't I able to bring the minutes with me, I also didn't bring my proper clothing with me either because I was running behind schedule. And all that, I don't know, let me see if there's any with
Well, while you're reading that, we had our manager meeting for preseason and gave everybody a heads up regarding Bill now becoming the scheduler for the competitive program. So I will be adding Bill to the team snap for the coaches and the managers in case they need to get in touch with him for whatever reason. I did also, after speaking with Shenoy, told all of the managers that the schedule is to be put in by Sunday and no changes are made after Tuesday, from Tuesday on.
So we are intentionally telling Bill, our new competitive schedule, not to be nice like Fernando was.
Yes.
All right.
Here's the thing, if they're going to cancel after the schedule's in, they're going to pay the ref fees.
Yes, they're aware of that.
And if they're going to reschedule, it's going to be away. I'm going to
That's
hold
it.
firm
No,
on that.
they're aware of that, yes.
Bill will have no problem rescheduling games after he submits them because
I told
we're
them
going to put it out there. The fees will be paid.
I told them that their choices will be to collect the referee fees for the team, for both sides. And if they don't agree to that, then it will go in as a forfeit, and they will then be able to have to pay the forfeit fees along with all the other fees that go on with whatever that league is.
I'm actually thinking about getting my referee certification because I can see a lot of payments for not doing games this
We
year.
do need to hold firm on it, though, because there is one league
Yes.
that allows last-minute changes, but if the club says no, it's no, and that's South Florida United.
And they do not hold up to that.
Jeff Kersner. will
Well,
not
unless it's a
yield to it.
Yeah.
Dade team, a
Yeah,
Miami-Dade
because
team, he'll approve.
he has, we've had that issue many times.
Also with the Florida State Premier League,
Yes,
and they are not happy that we not play and
correct.
spend money and all that.
Yeah.
Well, with the Florida State Premier League, the reason they are so hard on that is because they actually pay money for the usage of those fields for certain weekends. So when a game
Yeah, the
is
ones that
taken
are,
away,
those are mandatory,
If they
you have to.
cancel
Yeah.
on FSPL, they will pay. I will tell you,
Thousands.
I had one in Boynton Beach that decided it was a U19 game, that one team couldn't field the team. I was like, you got till 5 o'clock to send me the referee fees, or it goes to the state. They zelled that money over quick.
Yeah, because it's
So-
thousands, and I told them all
They would
that.
rather take the 1-0 loss, whatever you want to call it, pay the fee than it is to deal with the state.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Also, when we did have the managers meeting, I laid everything out way ahead of time for all the managers to understand how things are going to be done moving forward. Everybody seemed to think it was a good idea. Also, we had told the managers that they were going to be receiving a stipend of only $300 and that they could use that towards, for the whole season.
Yeah, and I'm laughing because she says only 300, where I'm saying it's a raise from what it's supposed to be. So I'm just going to keep quiet.
Manager does do a lot of work, but
I think that's low, actually.
but they understand it, that they can use it towards invoices, towards their league fees, and it gets split half in November, and the other half will not be until May.
And
So
what did we
they
say
are-
about multiple managers? Because we've been splitting that
Pretty
fee.
much this season, there's really
between
not
them.
multiple managers.
Multiple managers, well, what I would like, instead of having multiple managers, we have one main manager.
There is, yes.
If that manager chooses to have an assistant manager, then it is upon the head manager to do it. If they don't want to contribute to the assistant manager, put it on them,
Yeah.
not on the club.
Every
The club pays
team
for
only
one
has
manager.
one as of right now. There was only one that's just going to be helping out if the manager's just not available at that time. She's out of town just to hand in the stuff. But other than that, there's only one manager. I don't want 5 managers and 6 assistant coaches and what we've been going through.
Now, Bill, the advantage you're going to have that Fernando didn't have is I have attempted this season to eliminate coaches with multiple teams, and I believe we only have 2 now.
Yes.
2 coaches that have multiple teams. And that added, yeah, like, I just wanted to see how Fernando was able to juggle it.
Well, schedule-wise, it'll make it easy. Because then I have to sit back and go, last minute when a coach says, but I got 2 games, I can't be in Port St. Lucie and here at the same time.
You know, so we
It was really
tried
the
doing
manager that took advantage of that situation.
Yeah, but now I know there are a manager, there's only one manager that's doing 2 teams?
Correct.
All right, there's one manager doing 2 teams, so in a sense, that's almost like a coach doing 2 teams because they're going to,
But well, I'm going to, in the next meeting that we have, I'm going to clarify that one team will not suffer for another team
Yep.
because of the manager.
All right.
They have 2
Speaking of
children.
managers, are you going to have them sign like a contract agreement, just like the coaches normally would sign? I would suggest it. I could send you some templates if you want to take a
yeah,
look.
send me, I'll take a look, I'll take a look at them. It's funny because with the contracts with the coaches, I used to do the contracts out, and I actually used to give them, what's expected, the whole deal, what their compensation would be. And I'd say the last 3 or 4 seasons, And this is the kind of coaches that I want here. No contract, you're out here because you want to be here. You get some money at the end of the season or during the season based on the type of work you're doing, your experience, the length of time you've been with the program, a variety of factors. And in 4 years, not one person has ever asked me, how much am I going to be making? So every coach that we have actually appreciates the fact that they're getting compensated, because if we go back a number of years, I know when I
It actually works
first
better.
became
Works
DOC,
better now.
our competitive coaches were also volunteers. And then we started having to modify things as we grew a little bit. It became expensive for them. They're losing money, so we started giving a stipend. And as we grown and we wanted to retain our coaches, that's when we started providing compensation for them. So that's that. I'm trying to see what else we're doing for Bill to make it easier than Fernando had it.
We did,
Just trying to rub it in.
we did talk about, we did talk at the manager meeting about the managers inputting the scores now.
Oh, yes.
Yes, I did say that,
That's,
yeah.
We gotta do the QR code.
yeah, but this is one of the things, and Fernando, I love you. No, I love, this guy made things so ridiculously easy for me. From the records of every team, every result of every team. One of the other things he provided was, so that he knew everything was done properly, he would be the one that would call in every team's score. And like, I mean, you did a lot. You did a lot of stuff. So this year, managers, you guys got, managers, you get a little extra now, or in Vanessa's mind, we're taking away from them, but they can make a simple.
It's a QR entry. It's one, two.
Yes,
QR
I'm
thing,
going
boom, and you're
to, I did tell them that prior to the season start, that I will show everyone like a little, little school class, how to do the QR code, because all the leagues have it on there now. Even South Florida, we no longer have the carbon copies. And they will also put in the scores into Team Snap, and then I will show all of you how you can see the scores on that day of every single team and who they played and where they played and all that.
They put it that day, they don't put it like a week later.
I told them it's
Well,
their
you'll get
responsibility.
You'll get fined in South Florida League if you don't have the date.
I told them it was-
The game number,
I told
whatever
them-
it is. They'll-
He's a nice guy.
I made it very, very clear.
But Jeff will
He's
find you in a
tough.
minute.
Jeff runs
I made it very clear
$1 sitting in the back.
that
They don't care
it's,
nothing about money, no fee, no nothing.
no, but I want the manager's going to be their responsibility. That's what they're there for. So if they do get fined, just like I had made it aware that we had a team that actually got fined $150 for not doing what they were supposed to do, it's still going to be the
All
same.
right, good. Hold on a second. Excuse me, ma'am, if you can keep it down. We're trying to conduct a board meeting over here.
They are going to still have to report, specifically, they're gonna have to notify me, I assume, for any red cards that are issued.
Red cards.
Send-offs. That has to, because we have to let you know.
All right.
Yes.
Because we don't want to hear it from the leagues first, and then all of a sudden on the back end, we need to know that stuff ahead of time.
Normally, the managers used to let Fernando know and myself immediately, the managers, and then I normally was the one that was putting it in. Again, I want that to the bit,
I would like to
with-
be added onto that because
Yeah.
FYSA would send it to me and I'd be like, whoa, this guy got a red card.
So I
wanted
did
my heads
explain
up.
it to them that this is going to be part of their job, but we're still going to be needed to be notified.
At least an email or something saying, hey,
Yes.
so-and-so got a red card.
Make a copy, scan the thing, put in, you could even put the red card in right then and there. It has instructions on what to do on the bottom on the right-hand side. And they're going to also send a copy, picture copy to us, have them
Yeah,
explain to
some of
them
the leagues
so that
don't
way.
Put it in. Some do, some don't.
FSPL does, TFL does, South Florida League does not.
No,
That one was.
so he has a problem with the interface.
Yeah.
Jeff has his own program, and he's still, after 15 years. can't
He's
get
still-
to
correct.
Accept one page, so with that one, they're gonna have to email that in
Yeah.
to us.
He's in God Sport now,
South
too.
Florida leagues, yeah, they're linked to God Sport.
Yes.
They are linked to Godsport.
But he still uses the other
problem is
one.
He's got the
He's got the
interfacing
whole-
issue
yep,
between
yep.
two things, and it's gonna be an issue. He can't fix it.
So we'll
And
have
the
the
other one.
managers, just like we've done in the past.
Yes.
Send a picture to all three of you
Yeah,
for each game card.
yeah.
So you'll always
But
get
I
that.
have a red card, and I told them that
Well, no, just for all games.
All games.
Oh, you want all
games.
games? Okay.
Get in the habit, take a picture, text it, and do your QR thing, and boom, you're done.
And then it's done.
Okay. But I will show you, so like if you want to go to a game, you'll be able to see the entire schedule for that day, where you
I
want to
think-
go.
For a tournament, though, like when Team Snap goes live, originally, I don't know if it changed, but in a tournament, you couldn't enter scores anymore because it
You have to
doesn't.
wait till after the live is over.
It's up to the tournament director how they set it up.
How they set it up, yeah.
I ran the Enigma tournament back in May, and the people from California that were the hosts over there did not allow anybody to enter
Anything.
Yeah, no,
Right.
normally
It's up to
tournaments
each
not.
host how they want to do it.
But in Team Snap, after live is over,
Right.
then you can enter it.
Right, but like if you want real-time things,
Yeah,
like
you can't.
if the managers wouldn't be able to do it for a
Correct.
tournament weekend.
Yeah.
So then that would have to be that.
Fernando, do you have anything?
Secretary?
Yes, Secretary Fernando?
So just to confirm,
Order him something to wear so he can dance around.
there's a $300 stipend for the managers, so you just want it to go to the head manager, and then they decide.
can do what-
So we're only going to cut, like, I'm going to Zelle, one time to the head manager.
And that's what I actually,
Right.
and that's kind of what, the coaches do. For
Right.
their assistant coach, if they want to throw something to the assistant coach, it comes out of, their thing. Not trying to cut people off. I don't want Tedrick getting mad at me. I promised him that Tedrick's a lot bigger than I am, so. Yeah, exactly.
If they win tonight, it's over.
Don't you record it?
No, you can't record a game.
Oh, no, we watch it, we record it, but then we just let it
So
go
you
for
can
half an hour,
skip
then you
over it?
fast.
Oh, no, no, I can't.
That's my stuff.
No, I can't. I gotta watch it live. I wanna see.
Because you can get through commercials and then between the periods.
all the time with the scores and stuff.
That's how I watch them.
Cedric, though,
Same way. Just
I don't believe, we had told, what's his name? Ron? What's his name? About the electrical outlet on the outside underneath the big striker sign that we have that lights up. That outlet is not working.
I saw that. It looked mangled.
Yes, there's no plate on it, and it just doesn't work.
Yeah, it's on the concession
Front of the
window,
building.
Wall, that plain wall in the front.
You'll see the big strikers.
Yeah, there's a big Strikers light sign up
Yeah,
there.
we
with a
just
cord
can't
that
light
hangs
it.
down, and the outlet that it's supposed to go into doesn't seem like it's supposed to look that way.
No. And the only other thing is, once we do this turf thing, will you guys be getting rid of the lawn mowers and stuff so we can have that storage area since we're grown out of the concession? Can you check on that for me?
Well, I am sure that the village will still need to store some of their equipment in there. Not sure if it would be as much as they now have with the big machines and everything like that. Because they might need machines, vacuum cleaners or something for the turf. Something.
No, but with their new building, but
And-
maybe in the new
and
building in the rec
let's say it
center.
In a different way. That doesn't seem so much. If there's any way that we may possibly utilize some, if not all of the space in that.
Yes, we
Some space.
unfortunately have grown out of
Listen, we can switch.
what we have.
Yeah.
It's like every time we go through and reorganize, it's slowly during that half a season or
Yeah.
whatever, it just.
I literally,
You need like a fold-up grill, because the grill is what takes it long.
no, and the balls.
Yeah, the balls once they're.
I had 40 boxes of balls at my house. I was just telling people, come get your balls. I can't do this. Get them out. I have 10 left, 10 boxes
What everybody's got now,
so far, other than the U18 girls.
all right, which we don't know.
Correct, and the U13 boys. U12 won't do it yet. U13 is Luke. They're out of town.
Oh, okay.
So I will have very few left over.
All right.
It's literally just for the fill-ins.
All right, all right.
I ordered just enough that I thought for size 5 it would be.
Efficient,
Yes.
efficient, man, that's what we're looking for,
So-
efficiency.
Just so you know, I will have to spend some money.
But we want to do it efficiently.
Yes.
And that's it. And,
Pennies for sure.
And, an additional thing, while we're at it, again, this should have been on the recreation portion. I have been in contact with, Chad Purcell, which is the SCORE uniform vendor, and trying to work something out, and he knows, like, I'm pretty much done if they are unable to do something. He actually agrees with my position on it. Apparently, the new management has come in, they've changed some things, and he understands the fact that as long as we've been with them, we should be getting some better things, including one of the things that I'm pushing for, that initial order, that should be free shipping, as far as I'm concerned.
That's fair enough.
Yeah, I do
That's
really.
a fair ask.
No, I said in addition to the lower price, the initial shot should include like free shipping.
Yeah, and hit them up for those pennies because they're the only ones that have it.
Yeah, really.
No,
that's
that
right.
is true.
The thick ones?
Yes, they're the only ones that have the double-sided that we have. It's from SCORE. Now they have no more orange and black.
And are we lower on the little ones or the big ones?
Yes, the lower on the little ones. So they have, the colors now is a
let's get
purple
different
yellow,
colors.
a red and black, and still the blue and white. Those are the 3 that they have.
And right now, our little ones are blue and white.
And orange and
the
white.
Orange and white. So
Orange and black and blue and white, yes.
So which is the new one? What colors are the new ones? There's-
Red and black,
So red and black would be the new one.
Probably,
So that's
yeah.
what we would want to order then. So all right, we'll,
I mean, if the
Okay to
blue and white, I
order,
can add.
okay.
not yet, because we got to see if we're even doing business with them
Yeah,
first.
but the blue and white,
I
we
might
can
even
also
throw
add to
that
it.
in, like, you know what, you want to make it up to us, give us some, I'll just.
You work on it, just don't make them mad
Let me
yet.
try to trump them. Let me try to trump them. This is my uniform tariffs. I'm working on my uniform tariffs.
It was one company in Miami, the company, that they do all the uniforms in Miami.
Yes,
There's a few like
there's
that
a
down
few.
there.
I've been getting,
Are you talking about the printing or just buying? the uniforms?
what I need is the pennies that we use for tryouts, which are the inside-out ones that they've had forever. So they have like 200, and we run out every time. We've now grown
We'll continue to use
double, triple for tryouts. So I wash them every day, but it's not enough for the sizes that a smaller one.
Get with me, I've got some people down in Broward that might be able to get a hold of.
Could you do me a favor, Bill? Tell me what size polo you are, so I'll give you a couple. Huh?
2XL.
And then give me your email and your phone number so that way I can add you to Team Snap, the one that you're going to be able to do. And you're going to have to download the app onto your phone.
what is it?
App.
Okay, so hold on a second.
Team Snap, yeah.
See which email, oh, I
And
get
then
this
the
one.
one company everybody was jumping at, that Capelli.
Yeah, no, everybody's jumping ship of that, yeah.
Jumping off of them now, so the truth came out about them. On another note, I did receive a phone call from our former competitive vendor. Ironically enough, I had needed to purchase something there a couple of months ago. Went in, spent my $10, made a comment to the sales person behind the thing. After he asked, where have you been, how things going? I said, all I was wanting was a phone call. Somebody call and say, hey, sorry, we can do that. Not even 10 minutes after I got home, I received a call from the owner and basically saying that he will lowball
That's the phone number, okay.
whatever we're getting. So, I mean, don't know if I can do that to her down south because she's been good to us.
We have it down to a science.
We'll see, but they're trying anything to get the business back, so,
And honestly, now that I work in Boca, I can pick it up on my way in.
all right.
She's one exit over from me, but if there's ever a time I need something, she's always, more than happy to accommodate me. I mean, we have a really good system.
All right.
And, no, I could get a uniform in a day.
I just don't want her to get, steamrolled by our new Doge process over here. We have DOSE, Department of Soccer Efficiency. All righty. Again, that's it, unless anybody has anything else.
No, go Panthers.
Go Panthers.
To adjourn the competitive portion of the
Yeah, I'll make a motion, why not?
soccer meeting at 7:21 PM.
Go Panthers!
Go Panthers.
Yeah.